All right, let's talk about Desmond Ritter. He did not play in the first preseason game, so we now get to see more of Desmond Ritter. We didn't get to see much of him last year, only played about 4 games and some preseason, which I made videos on back then. So I was interested in seeing what are we going to see out of Ritter. It kind of felt like when he didn't get that much playing time last year, maybe Atlanta was looking to move off of him and find someone else, but the fact that he's still very much, if not just having the job outright, at least competing for the job and probably going to have the job outright. So I was fascinated in seeing what he was going to be able to do for Atlanta. And let's actually start off with the worst statistical play from Desmond Ritter, although I wouldn't necessarily say this was a disastrous play from him. So the way it's supposed to work, 3rd down and goal right here. So, okay, big play. Let's see how they're able to do here. You see the route that he wants to throw to. Right when this play begins, the player who's in man coverage is pretty further deep right now. I mean, almost to the point where he's essentially daring Ritter to make this throw. And I wouldn't really say that. Maybe a better way to phrase it would be, is okay with Ritter making this throw. His main goal is to, if the throw gets made, be able to run up and make a tackle and not give up the touchdown on this one. And I think what we have here is going to be just that good old-fashioned miscommunication. In fact, that's exactly what happens because the receiver is going to take a couple steps further in. Ritter's throw, however, goes to the other side. Ball ends up getting batted up and intercepted. So, okay, that makes the statistical day look worse for Ritter, as he ended up going 7 for 9 on the day with an interception. Only one just straight up incompletion on the day. And you could argue it's still somewhat of a negative play. There was the miscommunication, which who knows whose fault that is. That is something that if he is going to be the starter, he's going to have to make sure he gets on the same page with all of his receivers and cut those things out. But also, there's no denying there was a big element of bad luck on this play as well. But other than that, I thought he had a pretty good game. I thought he was consistently making the throws that he needed to make. Like, this one's a good example where it's going to be, it's not the highest degree of difficulty play, but most plays aren't, right? A lot of times the quarterbacks who are successful at the NFL level are the guys who just consistently make the good plays. So the way this one's designed to work, it's going to be a play action. Ritter's going to roll out towards the bottom of the screen. You have Kyle Pitts running over from the offense's left to the offense's right. Okay, going to be underneath the zone coverage, hit him. That's the way this play is designed to work. So Ritter takes the snap. He is going to run this play action. He does roll out towards the bottom of the screen, and you see right here, Kyle Pitts is open. But again, this isn't the easiest throw either. I mean, yeah, it's a wide open player, but you are throwing off balance. You ideally want to make sure you hit Pitts in a way where he can, run after the catch and pick up as many yards as possible. And I would actually say Ritter's throw is a bit behind Kyle Pitts there. Nothing major, definitely something that you would take, no big deal. Definitely maybe not a 10 out of 10 football, but probably like a 9 out of 10 or 8 out of 10 play, right? Usually that's still going to have good results. It just wasn't the perfect, exactly where you want it type play. We saw Ritter do stuff like this a couple of times of just giving a player a chance, which in this situation totally makes sense. So the concept on the screen, single safety deep, you have a go route on the outside, and not just that, that's the X's and O's of it, but just the game situation of a 3rd down and 12 right here, standing on your opponent's 37-yard line, which you can try a 54-yard field goal in a dome, sure, but you don't want to, right? It's a situation where you can take a bit more of a risk than other situations. If this was 1st and 10, maybe you're not as willing to take the risk, but you know what? Hey, sometimes you have to trust your receivers. Watch how when Ritter takes the snap, he is going to fire in that direction, and it's not open. Like, he's not looking at this saying, oh my God, this is for sure going to be a catch. This is just him giving his receiver a chance. As you see, he throws it up, and Drake London, makes the most of it by being able to go up and get the catch and pick up a decent gain right there. So good stuff from Drake London, but Drake London's good, right? If he has a one-on-one matchup down the field, you should be throwing it to him. That is the correct play if you're Desmond Ritter. So again, you could argue there's an element of luck. You didn't know if he was going to get open. You threw it up and, it worked out. And to some degree, yes, I suppose there is. But I wouldn't consider it a massive degree of luck, and it also kind of goes back to the you make your own luck of he was the one who put the ball in position for it to be caught like that. So I would certainly say this is a very good play from Desmond Ritter. And also something like this. Let's talk about a play that isn't even a passing play. This was his one rush of the, he only had one drive. It was a very weird preseason performance where he only had the one drive, but it was a very long drive. He got, 10 dropbacks on that drive. So it's usually kind of what you would get in a in a preseason start. It happened to be all in one drive, interestingly enough. But you have a Cincinnati Bengals edge rusher on the outside. He's going to be the main guy to watch right here. Because watch how when this play begins, you see it. I mean, he generates pressure for sure, and what Ritter looked at wasn't really open. So now he's in a bit of trouble right here. Keep in mind the situation: 3rd down and 4. You don't want to turn the ball over, right? Don't give up 3 points, but see what you can do. And if you can find a way to get out of this jam, that would be great. So there's kind of 2 tests you have to pass. The first test is don't make the situation worse. How many times do we see young players, try to throw the football while getting tackled and end up throwing an interception or fumbling all the time? The second test is, can he actually make something out of this tough situation? So that's what we're going to see here. As you see, Ritter keeps both hands on the football, runs outside the pocket, and is able to then pick up a 1st down and still step out of bounds so he doesn't take a hit. I mean, there's so many things to like about this specific play from Desmond Ritter. It's a very mature play of him. Seems like first he got around the pressure and then noticed he could run to pick up the 1st down and did it, and while doing that realized he doesn't even have to take the hit, which Ritter's a 3rd round pick. If he has a bad injury this year, there's a very real chance that's it for him being a starter. So you got to be careful on that front as well. Plus just in general, you don't want to lose your starting quarterback if you're a football team. So if you can avoid the hit, definitely do it. So a lot to like about that specific play. A lot to like about this game as a whole, I thought, from Desmond Ritter. Again, he had 9 passes, 7 of them were complete. He also had, in 10 dropbacks, he successfully did what he was trying to do in 8 of those 10 dropbacks. An incompletion and an interception, fine. The rest of it was good, and to me, this is just what you're hoping to see from Desmond Ritter, right? I mean, kind of the whole Arthur Smith offense, when it's working at its best, is kind of designed to be something that takes stress off of the quarterback, right? I mean, with the Tennessee Titans, Ryan Tannehill won multiple playoff games barely throwing the football when they got to the conference championship game against Kansas City. So for Ritter, it's sometimes less about what are these superstar level plays can he make, because let's be honest, I don't think anyone sees him as a Patrick Mahomes, but can he be the Ryan Tannehill of this offense? Well, again, Ryan Tannehill still is a good quarterback. Most 3rd round picks don't become Ryan Tannehill, but he's showing flashes and definitely pointing in the right direction and showing that he maybe has improved from last year in the small sample size we saw him play here. So yeah, those are kind of my thoughts on Ritter. What are yours? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from y'all, and of course, as always, thanks for watching.